We are on the morning break in the second day of questioning of the undercover police officer Carlo Soracchi, who, using the cover name Carlo Neri, infiltrated the Socialist Party and No Platform and other anti-fascist groups. This morning's questioning has started off with a continuation of the questions about Lindsay, the first woman that he deceived into a sexual relationship, and has gone on to look at a lot of his reports of his infiltration of No Platform. I am joined off screen by Lindsay.
Hello.
What have you made of? I mean, not just what Carlo said this morning, but I mean, yesterday there was a lot of stuff said about you.
Excruciating, absolutely excruciating. It was like desperately uncomfortable. He was desperately uncomfortable. You could see he was like ticking almost, and a tiny part of me felt a little bit sorry for him, strangely, but very, very small part of me.
Don't do that.
I know. It's gone. It's gone now.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, it's been brutal. Questioning by David Barr, and very skilled, you know, and I think Soracchi's decided to take the sort of honest fool sort of approach, you know. He's
honest fool. That's a good one. I've been calling him a simpleton, but honest fool.
Yeah, sort of, you know, this sort of out governor, you know, sir. So he's kind of, you know, the subservient kind of, you know, I'm just doing my job. I report everything that's said, you know. It's embarrassing, actually. So yeah, it was interesting this morning. There was just a little bit about the end of our relationship, and so yeah, he goes after our relationship is well. Actually, this is quite a lot later. I think he goes and discusses it with senior officers that he has had relationships, and
well, essentially, it seems like Detective Chief Inspector Mike Dell puts it to him that you've been having relationships undercover, and he has to then basically confess that he's had two.
Yeah, and I think there's other officers he tells as well later on. Flood, DCI Flood, and apparently they're livid, but they actually offer him what essentially is a promotion to do a new TAC course to go into did you say it was like a criminal?
Yeah, so to go into criminal undercover work, which would be evidential as opposed to intelligence based. So Flood says, oh yeah, I know that you had sex with activists whilst you were undercover, but that's not really an issue as far as this new role is concerned. I wonder how many of the former undercover officers who did political undercover work went on to do criminal undercover work.
Absolutely.
Afterwards.
And I would say to everybody, go and check out the story of Mary, who's been reported in The Guardian.
Yes.
She was in a 19-year relationship, and as a child with an officer who was reporting on crime and used her for a relationship in its undercover identity. So yeah, not exactly safe to then, you know, promote him and shove him sideways, potentially. He obviously at that point, you know, has no guilt at all about what he's done, and he's really keen for a promotion. So yeah, happy days. Apparently no other UCOs knew about relationship with me, and he hasn't discussed Donna yet. That is a very, very, that's going to be another excruciating part of the evidence.
I mean, he did take the opportunity to say that he was very, very sorry for these relationships with these people.
These people, yeah.
How do you feel about being these people?
You know, it's actually comical that he can't say even me pseudonym. You know, he said it once actually, but that's the one time he said it. I've been this person. I've been in these people as a description, but yeah, he actually did say Lindsay once. So you know, he got there in the end. It was really interesting. David Barr started sort of forensically examining some of his reporting around the mid to late 2001 period. Sort of,
there's a real pattern in them, isn't there?
Yeah. Pre-event reporting was like, there's going to be violence, police are going to be attacked, National Front are going to be attacked, you know, all these really like quite shocking plans.
There was one point it was pointed out that he had predicted very large numbers, and in the end there's very small numbers, like less than a third of what he was predicting. He said, oh, that kept happening.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, take the hit, mate. You know, like, you know, what is the use of these people? What is the use of these people? So it's all this massive exaggeration pre-event, and then after it's like, oh, well, nothing really happened. Well, you know, there's still a bit of embroidery in those post reports, so it doesn't look like a complete exaggeration. The pre-reporting.
There was a few things where he was asked to write down the names of the people involved, and we got the same names yet again.
Poor Mario, the root of all evil. Yeah, and I think part of that is because Mario hasn't engaged with the inquiry, so he's kind of a safe person to kind of shove all the responsibility onto. Yeah, after Pengate yesterday, you know, the dreaded pen weapon that someone was wielding. I think that was Mario as well. Yeah, of course.
So was Mario.
Yeah, God, don't let him near stationery. He's. I think he's just not appreciating, you know, how just a few of these reports can lead to special branch registry files. So it's all this exaggeration, all this real like alarmist stuff, which his managers seem to be swallowing, you know, whole as well, never materializing as anything, you know. So yeah, really quite alarming that he continues to do this. And so, you know, how many special branch files were opened on people during this period, you know, or as a result of this report. And couple of questions about Mario bothered me, actually. I hope the UCPI aren't actually falling for some of this rubbish, because it seemed like there is a question mark over some of Mario's behaviour, which yeah, would be very strange and very wrong for the inquiry to be thinking like that.
There is a whole bit where it's revealed that Carlo Soracchi had become the chief steward for the Socialist Party section of No Platform.
This very violent organisation that wanted to attack police and fascists, you know,
And he's asked, you know, also, were you involved in the planning of these attacks that you've reported on? That, according to the reports, there's plans for attacks. Were you, as chief steward, obviously that was part of your role? Oh, no.
Couldn't be bothered.
Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah,
couldn't be bothered.
He said he couldn't be bothered. Yeah. I mean, it's actually would be really hilarious if we weren't in this environment, if we weren't in this, you know, this whole public inquiry. He's sticking to these ridiculous exaggerations. He's just, yeah, he's refusing, bar very, very skillfully, I think, quite sort of forensically examined some of the claims in the reports, and Soracchi just looked ridiculous with his answers, which is still sticking to this shit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly still. I mean, I should point out that I made a prediction yesterday that the start of the hearing today that Carlo Soracchi would make some sort of clarification statement about the trip to Venice. He didn't. Donald has won the bet. He's sticking with his bullshit lies, and he's doubling down on them.
Yeah. Venice is behind us.
I mean, like you'd think he'd have had the sense, but no, sadly not.
No.
Well, I would say sadly not. I mean, he is making himself out to be a less and less credible, if it's all possible, a less and less credible witness the more he goes on.
Absolutely, and it is quite obvious to me that David Barr is not falling for a piece of it. So whether that will mean that tomorrow will be the last day of his evidence rather than it continuing into Thursday, I don't know.
It's hard to tell that, because I think there's so much like content for Barr to get through.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's certainly the case that the inquiry will have to make a finding of fact on certain events when there's a dispute.
Yeah.
And I can't see anything that Carlo Soracchi has said being found in his favour.
He's contradicting himself all over the place. You know, he was in a fine relationship with his wife, in a fine marriage when we started our relationship. But later on, now his marriage was in trouble at that point. I mean, he's contradicting himself in written and oral evidence all over the place. So, yeah, I would be very surprised if there's seen to be any true belief in his report. You know, but
he does refer to it at one point as a pleasant distraction.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Pleasant distraction. Well, at least he said pleasant, you know. I mean, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, misogynist bullshit, you know. I'm a pleasant distraction from, you know,
the okay marriage.
From an okay marriage where his wife has actually got a baby. You know, it's...
I mean, he did say that they'd grown apart because she'd got herself a career.
How dare she? When she should be at home with the children cleaning the skating boards.
Yeah, well, with a new child, no less.
Yeah,
you know I mean? The marriage was not in such a bad place that he managed to have another child with her, and then they started growing apart. As like, obviously, you know.
So she became pregnant during the relationship with Donna, and had a baby after the relationship with Donna finished. I mean, it's vile. It's just vile. The whole thing is vile. But yeah, he's still sticking to the sort of honest policeman who's a little bit befuddled, and yeah, it's just not washing at all, really. So yeah, excruciating session to come, especially when it gets to certain things like proposing to Donna and the rent book.
Yeah, the rent book. We all
I'm
can't
so
wait for the
looking
rent book.
forward to. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, the things that just have dropped in unexpectedly. This is an amazing one.
I'm just saying, yesterday when I was on my way out after I'd done the video at the end of the day, one of the lawyers who will remain nameless grabbed me by the arm, very uncharacteristically went, "I can't fucking wait for the rent book."
I think we're all in that state, aren't we? Because he is sort of trying to fudge these. I mean, he's looking ridiculous in the
Really
process,
stupid, yeah.
but he is trying to fudge. But I'm not quite sure how he is going to fudge that very direct question. And but yeah, be interesting to see how. But yeah, David Barr's doing quite a decent job. I think he's tenacious, and he is kind of in the way that he does, he's kind of luring him into a bit of a false sense of, Soracchi's looking quite relaxed at times, and then Barr kind of starts to drill down into it, and and that's when he starts ticking and blinking and pulling funny faces.
Today's hearing is broadcast with video, so I mean the link to it is in the description of this video. You can tune in. There'll be a new video this afternoon, but the one that's it'll go on until 1 o'clock. The one that's currently in the description. Please tune in. You can see the squirming. I apologize for any coughing you can hear in the background. That is my fault.
Tom. It's sharing his bacterial.
Bacteria,
So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the people in the reporting are, how they're sort of taking this. I'm sure they'd be quite happy with how each report is basically being shown to be just a complete exaggeration.
I mean, he continuously seems not to understand the way the process works. We were shown like reports which have named people, and then he's like, "Oh, can I name the person?"
Yeah.
It's like it's in the report. It's like it's on screen.
Yeah.
What are you on about?
I
Carlo,
think he is
lunatic?
playing stupid. He really is playing stupid, or he's stupid, and I just didn't realize at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. It's entirely possible.
I mean, I think it's a bit of column A, bit of column B, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, during the lunch break, I'll be joined by Dan Gilman at some point today. He's promised that he'll come and do it, and he has mentioned quite a lot in the reports. But
Right.
It's only a short break. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I think that's everything. My colleague has just walked in. I have to give her a hug. So, thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be doing another video during the lunch break, and we'll be continuing to do updates as the hearings go on. Thanks for joining us. See you all in a bit. Or if you're able to share, like, all that kind of stuff, these broadcasts,
Subscribe. Yeah.
it makes a real difference how visible they are. Cheers for now.
Bye.